6 Minutes Season 5. The Season of Unknowingness. The final chapter of the 6-minute sequel.
There are kids in this world who are different. Special.
One of them found us.
And became family.
But her time ran out. And now, that girl is missing.
In this episode, I'll be breaking down the latest episode, 6 Minutes Season 5, piece by piece. Hey ReviewPop listeners, it's your Landon Mueller. We're here today talking about episode 39 of 6 Minutes Season 5. I thought this episode was really great, and we're almost to that 40 episode point, which is where I felt like Season 4 last season really picked up the pace. I mean, we saw the return of Cam, and we had all of those amazing episodes, everything with, just the cliffhanger, end of the season, all the portals. I mean, that was super climactic. We kind of saw the whole beach, all those portals opening up. I mean, it was just a wave of portals. But yeah, this season is really exciting, and I'm also loving GZM Summer Camp right now. That just started, and the first week of activities are out. And there's also a newsletter you can sign up for GZM Summer Camp. You can look for that on gzmshows.com. Let's dive right into today's episode.
Are you hiding her from me? Because that would be a mistake.
I don't even know who you are. But she went to see the CEO, Angelica Graves.
You mean Angelica Graves abducted her?
This is one of the most angry versions of Jude we've ever seen. I mean, he is ready to, commit a war crime. I mean, that is how mad he is. And you can just hear that through his acting, I think. John T. Weston. I had him on the podcast, and it was awesome getting to talk to him. And just hearing kind of like how connected he is to his character. And I think Cyrus doesn't fully realize the threat that Brynleigh's in, right? Having Jude come after Brynleigh. And he has the resources of Whittier Corp. I cannot imagine it'd be that hard for him to find her. I mean, last season he found Brynleigh several times. So it is very interesting, and I'm kind of excited to see how exactly is Angel going to protect Brynleigh from Jude. She's with Magnus now, like we saw at the end of the episode, and I'm really excited to kind of talk more about that.
Well, for some reason, he's after you, and I don't think he'll stop until he finds you. Guinevere Fontaine? Dr. Whittier's wife? What about her?
Never mind. What's in this for you? Why do you care if he gets me or not?
First of all, the man just stole my company, but more than that.
Yeah, it's interesting that Brynleigh has come to the realization that, she was married to Dr. Whittier, this kind of evil guy. And we hear Angel here not knowing that Brynleigh was married to Dr. Whittier, not knowing that Brynleigh is Guinevere Fontaine. Last season, when she found out that she was married to Jude, it was this huge shock. I just re-listened to the finale of season 4, and, her whole world fell apart. But it's going to be interesting to see kind of what she learns about Jude, and kind of how bad of a guy he was, and why did Guinevere want to get away from Jude? From what we've heard, they had a very bad marriage, and Jude did not treat her well, or Dr. Whittier, and Guinevere was taken advantage of, and Dr. Whittier used her to make money and stole her ideas scientifically. And I'm kind of excited to see, we had heard kind of what is in it for Angelica. She wants to save the world.
How do I know you're not lying?
I could be, but here's a couple for you. You and Cyrus used to be an item.
Me and Sci-Fi? How did it... I mean, were we...
I don't know all the cringy details, but I do know you once lived a glamorous life bouncing around Europe.
Europe? I've always wanted to live in Paris.
I'm so glad this is coming back around this season, because when Casey fell in love with Cyrus, that was the first time both of them had ever fallen in love. You know, they've always had a great friendship, and even after the events of season 2, when he fell in love with Brynleigh, they still had a friendship, and I'd love to learn more about their friendship while Casey was away in Paris and France for a very long time. Several years at least. I think they still had a great dynamic. At the start of season 3, they were talking over the walkie-talkie, and Casey had helped Cyrus with his mission. They really are that close, and you can just hear how deeply Casey cares about Cyrus. But ultimately, this clip is so great. I love how the music comes in. I mean, it's one of the most classic music cues in the whole show. And Casey just seems really invested in Cyrus and their friendship. And it really goes to show how close they were. And I'd love to learn more about, once again, Paris and Europe.
Welcome back to your 1989 report. Yep, still here. Still hanging out with the teenage version of our parents.
Teenage version of her parents?
Of us?
At least some version of us is with her.
Wait, this is crazy. How is she in 1989?
I really need things back how they were.
We're trying to, Holiday.
You know, she's been through so much, and it has to be that much harder to be positive. But, you know, she's gone through so much. She's just a warrior. She's brave, and she knows who she is, and she knows that whatever she faces, she can get through. 'Cause she has already gone through so much, and being reunited with her family. Family is really at the core of 6 Minutes, and that's something that Chris and Dave talk about all the time. It really is a show about family. So it's gonna be so redeeming to hear her get back together with her parents and Cyrus. So I really enjoyed this clip. I love the reports, and I think it's such a neat and smart way for her to be able to communicate with, James and Monica and Cyrus. But I find it interesting that, Holiday simplifies everything so much to where she just says the date, New Year's Eve. She doesn't explain exactly what James and Monica should do, how are they going to open up a portal? I have kind of some predictions about New Year's Eve. I think something shocking is going to happen.
That your life was really hard and lonely.
He said that?
Is that a reality you want back? I know things are far from perfect here, but coming from someone who grew up without loving parents, you want to lose your mom for real?
I don't know.
This was mentioned on Rewind. I think it would be so great to have some kind of young Angelica project where we learn more about her upbringing. We know from Cyrus Lost tapes that she had such a bad mother, and she was mistreated so poorly, and that says a lot about, in the original show, how Angelica became such a bad person, manipulating the Wick kids, using their powers. It just really goes to show that somebody who has a harsh upbringing is more likely to be bitter like Angelica Graves, and Angelica Graves was mistreated, but she didn't do the right thing, right? She mistreated the world, mistreated these kids, and ended up becoming a bad person. So I find this clip so curious, and I love how she relates to Brynleigh. Brynleigh has had a rough childhood, being separated from her mother in the original world, and even in this current world, Brynleigh's mom is in a coma.
We need to find Penn before he does something irreversible. And then, we can go about creating the best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds.
Miss Graves, you made it.
Him? I'm out of here.
Gosh, I love this clip so much, and there's a couple things to it, but firstly, I want to mention that, Magnus being back, I think, is awesome. I think, this is the perfect clip for just everyone who ships Magnus and Brynleigh. For the two people that shipped that, I've never shipped that. Like, I don't understand it. However, I do want to talk about the idea of creating the best of both worlds, because it sounds great in theory, but I really do think it is problematic, because, even this applies to our real world. I don't think everything in the laws of the river and time, not everything can be perfect. You have to have things in the world that are bad.
Brynleigh, it's now or never.
Does the jet have snacks at least?
65656 MS. Chart a course to Thornton Rust.
Brynleigh is certainly going to argue with Magnus a lot, but I do love the jet, and I just love how big this all is, right? They're going to go find Penn, and it's all very, very exciting and super, super climactic. Thank you all so much for listening. If you enjoy the show, please leave a 5-star review.
Until next time, this is Landon saying peace, love, and time travel.